foes and weed smoke. Butterfly doors, mink coats, and clean clothes. Shit, that's all a nigga knows. Sliding, dipping on 84s, wrapped in foes. Cold, I'm too froze, so part in my rose gold. Bank rolls and city lights, living that life, so we going hard like every night. That's every night.
Was in the news this week, and he had put out a post on Twitter, a vague post, a subliminal post, and he was pretty much upset that, and asking a question, why do artists always go outside the culture to promote whatever they got, whether it's an album, clothes, or anything, shoes, anything? Why they always go outside the culture and never fuck with the people inside the culture that fuck with them? Now, when Nore said this, it was real convenient when he said it, because Cardi B just so happened to have did an interview with David Letterman. Now, everybody know who David Letterman is. He one of the big time goats in nighttime television when it comes to late night TV and stuff like that. I think he has a new deal with Netflix where he has his own show with them. So she ended up doing some kind of interview where they went to the bodega to get a chopped cheese and shit like that, trying to remind everybody she's still from New York, she's still from the Bronx, she's still humble and stuff like that. That's what I took from it. But he kind of got upset and he went on a little Twitter tirade. But he does bring up a good question. Why do these artists show love to everybody outside of the culture? Why not fuck with a Gilly and Wallow at $1 million worth of game? Why not fuck with a Nore and EFN at Drink Champs? Why not fuck with a Academics on Off the Record podcast? I hate how a lot of these artists, when they first come out, they'll fuck with the people that's been championing them. But once they get their big break and they become the biggest thing ever, they forget about the people that was fucking with them in the beginning. Now, Cardi B is not that type of artist. Cardi B never forgets who was fucking with her and championing her to begin with. And that's why a lot of people was kind of mad at Nore for even kind of insinuating that he was talking about Cardi B. Now, I did see a headline today before I even got on this pod. He said he wasn't talking about Cardi B, but there's no way that he didn't come out in his face and put out that tweet when Cardi B had just so happened that day, the same day he came out saying this shit, did an interview with David Letterman. And I'm pretty sure he's probably been already hitting up Cardi B trying to get her to come on the Drink Champs podcast. Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate when it comes to Cardi B and when it comes to Nore. Now, one reason Cardi B could have chose to do David Letterman is because when you in a certain demographic or a certain genre and you feel like you already tapped into that demographic and that genre, you want to broaden your horizons and tap into an untapped market that might not be tapped into you already. So that's why they go outside of the culture and do these interviews or podcast sit downs with these other people, because they might have an audience that's not too keen or not too privy on who this artist is or what they doing or things of that nature. So that's why they going out there and doing these outside ventures and stuff like that instead of fucking with the people in the culture. But at the same time, I do agree with Nore. You need to fuck with the people in the culture, because when you fuck with the people in the culture like a Gilly and Wallow or a Nore, that only elevates them and give their platforms the eyes and notoriety and respect that it deserves, and it solidifies them to become looked at as like a David Letterman